Good morning, and welcome to another edition of From the Desk of Dan White. We always open these videos with a little market update, and it's kind of interesting what's happening right now. Last Friday, the tech-heavy NASDAQ index added 1.2%, meaning it was up 6.5% year-to-date. The Dow Jones was up about 2.6 year-to-date, and with the climb of 0.6 on Friday, the S&P 500 gained 1.4 for the week, and it's up about 5.4 in 2024. To put this in perspective, each of those indexes has risen during 14 of the past 15 weeks. The S&P 500 hasn't had a stretch run like that since March of 1972. The last time the Dow and the NASDAQ had a stretch like this was in the 1990s. So it's kind of unprecedented. This is things might be getting a little ahead of ourselves. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of the dot-com bubble, you know. If you remember the first quarter of 2000, we all remember Pets.com. Well, what's less remembered is the mad rush into mega cap tech names. You know, plain vanilla funds ignored these names as they were way overvalued. But eventually they had no choice but to pay crazy multiples for the big liquid names that dominated the indexes. They had to close their eyes and buy overpriced tech: Cisco, Nortel, Microsoft, Sun Microsystems, AOL, JDS Uniphase, Yahoo. These stocks went up every day, relentlessly, and everything got sold to fund it. Even the greats of our industry, guys like Stanley Druckenmiller, got sucked in. They simply couldn't stand on the sidelines and not be in these companies because they were going up every day. At the time, there was an overwhelming consensus those stocks were absolutely no-brainer, can't-miss, must-own stocks. If you went to a cocktail party and said it was a bubble, you would have got laughed out of the room. Well, it kind of looks a lot like that today, you know. And let me give you the overview here. Everyone knew those stocks were the best stocks to own at that moment, but Sun, AOL, and Yahoo all crashed hard in the dot-com bubble, never regained their eyes. They're no longer public companies. Nortel went bankrupt in 2009. JDS Uniphase, now called Viavi Solutions, trades more than 98% below its March 2000 highs. And Cisco Systems declined 89% in the dot-com bust and still hasn't reached its March 2000 peak closing price of $80.06 a share. So last year we heard all about the Magnificent Seven. You know, these are the companies that are driving the markets, and basically these seven companies make up 31% of the S&P 500. You know, so you've got Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Nvidia, Tesla. These stocks, you know, they go up every time. So nobody can really believe that these stocks won't be here in 20, 25 years. But again, I go back to 2000, and all those companies back then we thought couldn't miss. Half of them are out of business today. So, could it be a little bit of a bubble? I mean, yesterday we got an inflation report, came in a little high, and what did the markets do? They sold off. So I don't think rate cuts are on the horizon. This really splashed water on the Fed cutting rates, not only in March, possibly in June. You know, they're not going to cut rates when inflation is inching up higher, that's for sure. And the other thing to consider is they're probably not going to, if they're cutting rates, that probably means the economy is in trouble. You know, they're starting to see cracks. So I don't think rate cuts are the panacea that everybody believes. And with the run-up that we've had since October, I mean, we've been on an absolute tear, October, November, December, and then even the early part of January as well. I would not be surprised to see the markets take a little breather. What's a little breather? Could it be 5%, 10%? You know, who knows? And it really is going to be data dependent, as Jerome Powell likes to say. We've got to see what inflation does, and we go from there. So that's a little bit of the market update. I think you got to be cautious at this point because we've had a great run for 4 months, and it's not unusual for the markets to kind of relax a little bit after this type of run. All right, Lewis, Delaware. Our Lewis office is open. We have had 2 seminars. We had one last night. We had one last week. We have one next week. The first 3 seminars have all been completely sold out. We've had waiting lists for all 3 seminars. So That just tells me that there is a real need for what we do down in that area. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is doing seminars down in Lewis, but from the response we've had 38 people signed up first 3 nights down there. So if you have any family or friends in the Lewis, Rehoboth area that you think could benefit from meeting with us, please don't hesitate to tell them about us. You can even bring them to a seminar down there, and then you'll qualify for one of our upcoming thank you referral events. Our next event is going to be a union game. We're taking a bunch of people to a union game. It sounds like a great time. We'll also be having an official open house in mid-June. We'll have a big gala open house event down there. We'll have more information on this to come. But again, if you have friends or family down in that area, please let them know. Also, if you know of any businesses or organizations that you think we should introduce ourselves to or be a part of, again, please pass that info along to us. We're really looking forward to becoming as involved as we can in the area. And I also want to introduce our team down there, Michael Primavera. I was doing the seminar last night, and I said to the folks down there, I said, this has been 2 years in the making. And why did it take 2 years? Well, it wasn't finding an office. It was really finding the right people. And we're fortunate. We think we nailed it. We think we got a great advisor down there, Michael Primavera. He's had 20 years experience in the 401k and pension business. And now he's going to take what he learned on the corporate side and translate it to the individual side. And we just hired an admin down there, Morgan Absher. Morgan comes to us. She is a local Lewis resident. It's kind of interesting because when I do my seminars, when we did a seminar down there, I said, how many people here are local to Lewis, Delaware? I think 2 or 3 hands went up. Well, Morgan was one of them. So not many people down there are natives to the area. They're all kind of transplants like we are down there, but we're excited about it. And again, we're very excited about the team we've pulled together down there, Michael and Morgan. Moving on to taxes. Tax documents are starting to make the way into your mailboxes by now, or by the end of the month at the latest. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Just as a reminder, you have until you file your 2023 tax return to make an IRA contribution for 2023. 2023 contribution limits were $7,500 into an IRA or Roth IRA as long as you add that much earned income, and that's with the catch-up provision as well. So contact our client service department if you have any questions regarding your tax filing, your tax documents that you're receiving, or anything along those lines. Also, American Equity is sending out fair market value letters. These are just informational only. They send them to everyone, even if you are not taking RMDs. The reason for these letters is, if you are of RMD age, your RMD is based on the fair market value as of December 31st the year before. That's why they send them out. They send them out to everybody. So, if you get them, they're for informational purposes only. Don't panic. They're just notifying the IRS of what your account balance is. Also, we have coming up our Ladies Let's Get Pampered Spa Day, Wednesday, March the 20th from 1 to 5 at Lavish Nail Spa in Wilmington, Delaware. You have a choice between a manicure and a pedicure. Lunch will be provided. All you need to do is bring a friend with you. We only have a couple spots remaining, so please contact our events manager, Kristen, to reserve your spot on the guest list. And finally, as I always say, we're always looking for Google reviews. In Middletown and in Glen Mills, a lot of you have gone online. I think we're up to about 75 or 80 reviews, which is great. It definitely enhances our online standing among Google. So if you have not yet had a chance to get on your Gmail account or give us a Google review, we would really appreciate it if you would do that. And again, always, if you have questions, don't hesitate to give our office a call. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. So that about wraps it up for this month, and I hope everybody has a happy Valentine's Day and have a great week.